Hello everyone, my name is PJ and welcome to my new Let's Play of Final Fantasy VIII. Now, this is the first time on the channel that I am playing a version of a Final Fantasy game that isn't the original. Technically speaking, it is a port of the original PC version, but what's important to note about this version is that it comes with something that the original PS1 version did not. Which I won't be showing off this time around. It's called Chocobo World. It required this weird little thing called the Pocket Station that we never got in North America. You had to import it if you wanted to use it. Yeah, but it unlocks a whole bunch of extra side stuff in Final Fantasy VIII that I've never gotten. There's actually a lot of stuff in Final Fantasy VIII that I've never done. A lot of stuff that I didn't even know existed until recently. Oh boy. Ooh, I don't know if you can hear that, but that's some cold wind blowing. I can hear it through my headphones. That's nuts. Okay. Hey, Kaze. Alright, it's almost been 2 minutes. Okay, so since I had to postpone tonight's stream, it's not going to be a particularly long one tonight. Maybe 2.5 hours at best. My family is being extremely noisy right now, so please try to ignore them. Okay, 2 minutes. Here we go. Okay, few things to mention. The Steam version, as well as the original PC version, they don't have very good audio quality. They used MIDIs instead. I'm not sure why the PS1 had better quality music, but I've installed a mod that replaces it with the PS1 music, so it sounds a lot better. I've played it for a little bit trying to deal with the MIDI music, but I just couldn't. It was awful. Also, this whole intro movie is completely out of sync. The intro movie, I'm guessing, is timed to follow the PC version of the intro theme. Yeah, so that was, there was a very long pause at the end. It was supposed to go into the last part of the song as it was fading to white, but it didn't. Anyway, now for some reason in the Steam version, possibly the PC version too, I don't know, I've never played it, it shows you the keyboard controls every single time you boot it up, and you can't do anything with the controller. Even if you've got controller settings all set up, you actually have to hit X in order to skip past it, and then you can use the controller. I don't know. But also, for some reason, you can't use the D-pad. I've tried a lot of things to get the D-pad to work, but I gotta use the joystick for everything, including menuing. So that's gonna be kind of annoying. Now, as for that intro scene that we just saw, it's not the intro scene. It's as much of an intro scene as the prelude was for Final Fantasy VII. But the first time I saw that, all I did was I watched it once, just to see if I needed to see anything important. And then I thought it was so boring that I skipped it every time after that. And it wasn't until a little bit later that I came to really like the song that plays during the intro. And I started listening to it almost every time I booted the game up. Okay, but now we're gonna get another intro cutscene. So, here we go. Now you can just tell they were trying as hard as they possibly could to one-up Final Fantasy VII and meet the unrealistic expectations everybody had of them after that game came out. And already you can see a load of mass differences between this and the previous game. Hi, Tyler. Yeah, like, for starters, the characters don't look like little Lego models anymore. They're all full size and proportion, so this is the first game in the series to do that. And everything that happened in that intro cutscene just now is just like visions of the future, or stuff that won't even happen, except for the fight between the main character and the guy in the white coat. So we wake up in the infirmary, and Dr. Karawaki says, "How are you feeling?" My forehead hurts. No kidding. Looks like your eyes are focusing. Now, I don't know how long it is until they actually mention this, but the doctor's first name is Aki. This is, I think, around the time that Hironobu Sakaguchi's mother, Aki, died. So this is when he started inserting her name into things. Like this, and the main character of Final Fantasy The Spirits Within was also named Aki. Yeah. Trust me, it's there. There's a big difference. Maybe not necessarily with that song, but... Oh, yeah, that intro FMV that we just watched, the song that played Liberi Fatali, that's the same in both versions. I think any song that plays during an FMV will be high quality. Anyway, looks like your eyes are focusing. You should be fine. Say your name for me. Squall. Squall Leonhardt. And yes, his last name is the same as the first name of Leon from Final Fantasy II, whose full name is Leonhardt in the Japanese version. Not 100% certain why they decided to name him after that character. Anyway. Why don't you take it easy in training? Next time you might not be so lucky. Tell that to Cypher. That Cypher won't listen to anyone. Why don't you ignore him? I can't just run away. You want to be cool, huh? Well, don't get hurt in the process. Let's see. Your instructor is... Quistis. I'll call her now. Just wait here a minute. Quistis, come get your student. Yes, yes. His injury's not serious. It'll probably leave a scar. Right. Now please come by. Now this scene right here is super confusing. Because we're expecting a character named Quistis to show up, and then a different character shows up. So a lot of people might immediately assume that this is Quistis, but it's not. It's a girl with brown hair and a blue shirt who shows up just really randomly and says, "Squall, so we meet again." But he's too injured to care, so he ignores her and she leaves. Who is she? It's a mystery. This game is like that. You haven't even seen the half of it. That's Quistis. I knew it'd be either you or Cypher. Come on, let's go. Today's the field exam. Squall, is there something on your mind? And then those two girls see him and laugh at him. Not really, not really. What's so funny? Funny? No, it's not that. I'm just happy. I feel like I'm beginning to understand my student a little, that's all. I'm more complex than you think. Then tell me. Tell me more about yourself. It's none of your business. Good morning, class. Let's start with today's schedule. Yeah, you can already tell from that scene that Quistis kind of knows Squall well enough that she can see through his cool guy act. But I don't even think Squall realizes entirely that it's an act. He's just acting that way as sort of a defense mechanism for social situations. There seem to have been some rumors flying around since yesterday. Yes, the field exam for seed candidates will begin later this afternoon. Those not participating and those who failed last week's written test are to remain here in study hall. Field exam participants will have free time until the exam. Just be sure you're in top condition. Meet in the hall at 1600 hours. I will announce the team assignments there. Any questions? Oh, and Cypher. Do not injure your partner while training. Be careful from now on. Field exam participants, I will see you all later. In its original language. It's not Almacy? I've always said Cypher Almacy. Is it Almazy? And Squall, I need to talk to you. Yes, that guy in the white coat that gave Squall this scar, that's the guy who was sitting in the seat. His name is Cypher. And although they don't really make it apparent right away, Squall did give Cypher a matching scar. His injury just wasn't as serious. Yeah, so Squall's got a scar that's going from here to here, and Cypher's got one that's going from here to here, symbolizing their rivalry. You better show some courtesy to Instructor Treep? I have no idea how it's pronounced. Almashi? Almsey? You've said Almsey? Since when? I've never heard you say that. But then again, I don't think I've ever heard you say the name. Anyway, I have no idea how Quistis' last name is pronounced, so I don't know, can you look that up too? It's an honor to be called over by Instructor Trepe. I'm gonna say Trepe for now. Try to smile a little when you're talking to the instructor. Turipi is... Turipi. Okay, so it'd be Treep. Okay, Quistis Treep. You haven't been to the fire cavern yet, have you? You won't be able to take part in today's seed exam if you don't pass this prerequisite. I was gonna go this morning, but Cypher... Yeah, and get used to this. Turipu? Oh, it's the same thing. It'll still be pronounced the same. Yeah, every time you see a translucent box like this, it represents Squall's thoughts. And he's one of the only characters in the game whose thoughts we see. Squall inner monologues a lot. It's one of his social mannerisms. He doesn't really like talking to other people about his problems too much. He just talks to himself in his head about them a lot. And it's even referenced in all of the games that Squall makes cameos in. Except for Kingdom Hearts. But you can see it in all the Dissidia games. Do you have a good excuse? Not really. See, he does have a good excuse, but he doesn't want to bother people with it. So he just says no. Then let's get going. If you're not too confident yet, you can review your studies at the study panel. I'll be waiting at the front gate, so come down when you're ready. You can access the study panel from your seat. So it's supposed to be pronounced Trepe, like I've been saying, but the Romaji makes it sound like it's supposed to be pronounced Treep. Oh goddamn, now I don't know how it's pronounced. Hi, I'm so jealous. Maybe I should take up that subject too. What subject? We're all training to be the same thing. Whatever. Should anything happen to Instructor Trepe, the Treppies will get you back. Now, this is another thing that makes me think that maybe it's actually pronounced Treppy, because her fan club is called the Treppies. So it might be Treppy. Until further notice, I'm gonna say Treppy, just because it makes sense with this little pun that they've got going on. Alone with Instructor Treppy. And they're all jealous of Squall, because Squall is Quistis' favorite. Shh, don't tell anybody. Can I sit at Quistis' desk? No. I can only sit at my desk. Which, of course, being the broody, angsty teen that he is in the far back of the class, where the teacher can't see him very well. Let's see. Turn on the power and... Okay, there's a whole bunch of stuff to look at here. Me too sometimes. Yeah. Tutorial. Login, Squall confirmed. GF data for Squall. Searching. Yeah. GF is what this game calls its summons. It stands for Guardian Force, and there's a whole lot of weird lore about them. GF registered under Squall are GF Quetzalcoatl, named after the Mayan god Quetzalcoatl, and GF Shiva, who is Squall's spirit animal. Girlfriend, no, Guardian Force, right, yeah. Yeah, so Quetzalcoatl looks like this weird big rubber bird thing. He's this game's lightning summon in place of Ramu. Yeah, they actually replaced Ramu in this game. Ramu's not all that popular anyway, so who cares? And Shiva. The tutorial covers all aspects of gameplay. This tutorial can also be accessed through the regular menu at any time during the game. Yes, battle operation. It immediately tells you the names of two of our future party members, Zell and Selphie. Selphie being the character that I drew for the thumbnail for this playthrough. Because she's my favorite female character in the game. I love her so much. Let's see. Yeah, and since this is the PC version, it shows you button commands instead of controller commands. Oh, look at that! It even tells you that you get Leviathan later. Yeah, it is really quick on that, isn't it? Let's see, limit breaks. Here's how limit breaks work in this game. When you're running low on HP, an arrow may appear next to the word attack. Press the right directional button, and the new command will become available. Now what it doesn't tell you is that every character has a different limit break. Squall's is Renzokuken. Quistis, who's going to be our first party member, she's a blue mage. She learns blue magic, but not in the same way that you learn blue spells with characters like Strago or anyone in 7 with the enemy skill materia. Now in this game, all you have to do is teach her spells using items. That's painfully easy. Let's see. XP is gained even if you escape as long as you damaged the enemy. Wow, experience is even more broken in this game than I thought. Which, I'll go into that later. Let's see, online help, GF junctioning. Oh, no, we're going to automatically receive this tutorial later. Can I not skip this? Maybe I can skip it later once I've seen it. Anyway, so junctioning is this game's main method of character customization. Okay, so how it works is you equip your summons, your GFs, to each individual character. Like I can put Shiva on Squall and Quetzalcoatl on Quistis, or I can put them both on one or the other. And each summon gives you certain abilities. Yeah, so you go to Junction, go to GF, and then it also reveals to you that you'll be getting Ifrit, so that's cool. Okay, then you choose Quetzalcoatl, and it shows you the list of all the abilities it has. Now the first two it lists are HPJ and VIII, which mean HP Junction and Vitality Junction. Those abilities allow you to boost your HP and Vitality scores. Using something that will be explained in a bit. All of those commands there, like Magic, GF, Draw, and Item, those are battle commands. So if you don't have the item command equipped, that character cannot use items in combat. If you don't have any GFs, all you can do is attack. Why? How does that make sense? Why do I need to implant a magical familiar into my brain in order to drink a potion? Don't question it. And magic plus 20%, which just boosts your magic by 20%, as long as you equip it. Okay, so we equip Quetzalcoatl. And since it has HP and VIII, those light up down there. And if you have any magic, which we don't currently, you can attach a stack of spells to that stat. And depending on what spell it is and how many of that spell you have, you'll get a different boost to that stat. In this game, you collect spells. You don't just learn a spell and spend MP to cast it like in all of the other games. Instead, you can stack up to like 99 cures on someone. Actually, I think it's 100 cures. And then every time you cast cure, you lose one. They're like items. And if I have 100 cures and I put them all on HP, it'll boost my HP significantly. But not as much as something like Curaga. That would boost it even more. And things that don't have much relation to HP, like Fire, won't boost it as much as Cure. So you gotta find what the relationships are between stats and spells. Yeah, and this is what I was telling you about before. You can have 4 traits and 3 commands. Because the 4th command is always attack. That one's always available. Now, the draw command allows you to do 2 things. It allows you to draw from draw points that you find around the world, outside of combat, and that lets you get magic spells from certain places. And it lets you draw infinite spells from enemies. So if you find an enemy that knows fire, then you can just spend a few minutes drawing fire spells from it until you're full. The monster will never run out. So it's extremely easy to get a max stack of any spell that an enemy is in possession of. Too easy. Just takes a bit of time. Card game rules. Okay, so Final Fantasy VIII introduces a card game that you can play in your spare time. You never have to play it. It's completely optional. But if you do play it, you get a whole bunch of rewards and items, potentially down the line, that make the game even easier than it already is. So, card game rules. The cards originated when a psychic named Orlin modified these tarot cards for games. Now, that name, Orlin, and that picture there, which I think was drawn by Akihiko Yoshida, they're all Final Fantasy Tactics references. So this game is suggesting that Triple Triad was made in Ivalice. Which, Ivalice is the world that Final Fantasy XII and the Final Fantasy Tactics games take place in. And Tactics came out just before this game. So I don't know, are they trying to imply that they're in the same world too? Are 8 and 12 connected? Is 8 part of the Ivalice Alliance? Probably not. Probably not. Don't read too much into that. Anyway, the game became popular with soldiers passing time between battles. As its popularity spread, each region developed its own rules and picture variations. Let's see, numbers... Numbers correspond to the 4 sides of the card. Element, some rules allow the players to use its element property. Let me tell you, I've tried to learn how to play this game. It's really hard and kinda complicated. Anyway, Test doesn't become available until we actually become a seed, which we're not. Basically, what seed is it's the highest... I should probably explain a bit more. Right now we are in a location known as Balam Garden. There are 3 gardens in the world, and gardens are basically high-tech military facilities for children. They also double as orphanages. Anyway, Seed is the highest possible rank. Let's see, icons. Fire, Ice, Thunder, Earth, Poison, Wind, Water, and Holy. So, those are typically the 8 elements used by the Final Fantasy series, except for Poison. Yeah, it's basically the equivalent of Soldier, only there are a lot less seeds than members of Soldier. It's actually more like Soldier 2nd class, you could say. And then there are people like Squall, who are gunblade specialists, who are held in even higher regard, and are treated more like Soldier 1st classes. Yeah, but Poison, isn't really an element in most games. Usually they have, like, something like Dark, or even Gravity in some cases. See, Death, Poison, Petrify, Darkness, which is Blind, Silence, Berserk, Zombie, Sleep, Slow, Stop, Curse, Confuse, and Drain. Drain status? Is that like Sap? Hit points, Drain. Yeah. Command ability, character ability, party ability, GF ability, and menu ability. Okay, information. Basically, this is like a precursor to Final Fantasy XIII's data log. It fills up with more stuff as you progress through the game and gives you lore and insight into all the different aspects of the world. Because, despite the game's incredible length, it doesn't really have the time or the means to go into all of the lore during the course of the story. Let's see, GF signifies Guardian Force. As allies, they provide the ability to use magic and commands. They can also be summoned to fight in a battle. GFs also gain levels with experience, as you do, and learn new abilities with AP. Yeah, so not only do GFs gain experience, they also gain AP, so it's important to have as many of them equipped at the same time. You don't have to worry about them causing statistical detriments to your characters like Materia in FF7. You basically want as many of them on at once, all at the same time, as often as possible. Let's see. Stat type, experience. Let's see. Levels go up after gaining experience. Damaging an enemy gives experience. The amount of experience received changes according to the difference in character and enemy level. Higher level enemies are worth more, lower level enemies are worth less. The character or the GF to give the final blow receives bonus XP. They do. Okay, well, it's time to talk about the way experience works in this game. So, let me... I can't actually show you here, but if you look at the status screen for your characters, you'll see that it takes exactly 1,000 experience points to level, per level, forever. So to reach level 100, it requires exactly 99,000 experience for every character. And the way they try to fix it is basically a lot like the way the dot hack games do it. If you're stronger than the enemy you kill, you get less XP. If you're weaker than the enemy you kill, you get more XP. That's their way of trying to rubber band it. Unfortunately, they made the mistake of making it so that enemies in this game level with the highest level member of your party. Side by side. The enemies level up with you. So if Squall is level 40, enemies will be level 40. Which means that any character in your party who is less than level 40 will always get extra experience from those enemies. And yet they still fall behind. It's not a particularly great system. It means that characters are going to be falling behind Squall a lot for most of the game. But once you reach the end, it's extremely easy to get to max level. This is one of the only Final Fantasy games I've reached max level in, because it's so easy. Let's see. GFs receive AP by defeating enemies. AP is used by the GF to learn new abilities. Yep. Magic. Oh yeah. You can also get magic from refining it from items, but you need a GF that teaches you the ability to refine items in order to do it. Let's see. A character at a high level can draw magic more efficiently than a character at a low level. Some magic cannot be drawn unless a character is at a high level. Really? I don't think I've ever had that problem. I don't think I've ever found a fresh draw point that I couldn't draw from because my level was too low. Although I'm guessing if I found something like an Ultima draw point, then if my level was lower, I'm probably only going to be able to draw like one Ultima from it. Or something like that. Whereas if I were a higher level, I could probably draw multiples. Anyway, Balam, a country on the world's smallest continent, known for its temperate climate and warm people. Balam Garden adds a school town feel to this country. Fire Cavern, a cavern near Balam Garden where a fire elemental GF lives. And that'll fill up as we visit more places. Let's see. Balam Garden was founded 12 years ago, followed by Galbadia and Trebia Gardens. Okay, so the garden facilities aren't actually all that old. Squall himself is 17, so he was 5 when Balam Garden was founded. Each garden has an administrator, called Master, and a headmaster. Balam Garden's headmaster Sid was the founder of the garden. That has to be the earliest point in the series thus far where the name Sid has been dropped. Yeah, but it says that there's a headmaster named Sid, and there's also an administrator. So, who's the administrator? Well, you won't find out for a really long time. Just remember that it was foreshadowed, because a lot of people think that it came out of nowhere when it happens. See, Seed, Balam Garden's mercenary force. Students 15 and older can participate in the written and field exam. They must pass both exams to become Seed. Seed members are paid by the garden according to their rank. In the garden, their status is no different from that of the other students. Seed conducts missions around the world. Most missions involve battle support and undercover work. Seed is in high demand by groups requiring a small force of undercover specialists. Commissions made through such dispatches are an important part of Balam Garden's income. Seed battle operations are noted for their skillful use of para-magic. Balam Garden researches the use of GF in conjunction with para-magic. For this, Balam Garden Seed members master the most powerful forms of para-magic. Yeah, so most people in the world don't really know how to cast magic because most people in the world don't have access to things like GFs. So using GFs, you're able to cast magic using a technique known as para-magic. I'm not sure what para is short for. Paranormal? Perhaps? Let's see. Exam to test your seed knowledge. After becoming a seed, you can take the test in the tutorial. There are up to 30 levels of 10 questions each. All answers must be correct to go up a rank. However, you can only take tests up to Squall's level. So you had to be at least level 30 in order to take all the tests. But you can still take them as you go. Let's see. Monsters. Creatures on the moon. Monsters fall to the earth at regular intervals. This phenomenon is called the lunar cry. The monsters bred on the planet since the last lunar cry make up those roaming the planet at this time. The lunar cry phenomenon also transformed some animals into monsters. Pseudo-magic. Okay, that makes more sense. It's not actual magic, because humans can't cast magic in this world. So it's something similar to magic. Got it. Okay, so this piece of information is especially weird. It's another one of those things that just kind of comes up later in the game, and people don't understand it. It just feels like it came out of nowhere again. Monsters come from the moon, and once in a while they will somehow fall off the moon onto the planet. That is where monsters come from, children. So be good and don't anger the moon gods. No people in here. Okay, that's enough of that. Let's see, the basics. Refer to the tutorial on how to use magic and GFs. Let's see. This is important. About sorceresses and magic. Let's see. Para comes from a prefix in loanwords from Greek often meaning at or to one side of, side by side. Oh, sort of magic. Oh, it means the same thing. See, sorceress, a woman who has inherited the power of a sorceress. The origins of the sorceress go back to ancient times during Hein's reign. However, there is no factual evidence. Yeah, but this is a JRPG, so all legends, myths, and rumors are true. Let's see. About Garden. Facility rules. It's a classroom. Students should be in their seats and waiting for the instructors 5 minutes before class. When class is over, proceed quietly to your next class. Food, weapons, and magic are prohibited. Study panels are shared. Handle with care. Training Center. Proceed with caution. There are real monsters in the training center. It is open 24 hours. Entering the grounds for reasons other than training is prohibited. Remember that part. Do not engage in battles beyond your ability. Training Center. Proceed... Oh, I read that already. It reset my cursor. Infirmary. Visit the infirmary if you have any health concerns or problems. No items may be taken from the infirmary without permission. Follow the doctor's instructions. Dr. Kadawaki. Library. Open hours 9 AM to lights out. When's that? I'm guessing it varies. Library usage. All materials are open to the public. You may check out materials at the desk. Remain quiet at all times. This is totally off topic, but why does Hogwarts have a restricted section? They're just asking for kids to break into it. If they don't want kids reading those books, why have them there? Just keep them somewhere else. Dumbledore's tower or something. Anyway, dormitory. Everybody is welcome to apply. Seeds have priority for the single rooms. Going out after hours for reasons other than training are prohibited. Do not leave personal possessions in common areas. And cafeteria. Open 9 AM to 9 PM. Keep the area clean. If late night meals are required, order them beforehand. Students can get book from them if need permission to do so. Okay. I suppose that makes sense. Kind of. Did I read this already? Garden precepts. Work hard, study hard, play hard. It's kind of lighthearted, but also very serious. In general, there was no dress code in Balam Garden. However, dress accordingly if instructed to do so by your superiors. Oh, that's interesting. That is really interesting to know, because Squall and Cypher are among some of the only characters that we ever see not wearing their uniform. But they don't have to. Huh. I mean, if their instructors tell them that they can wear whatever they want, cool. That's pretty nice. Reward and punishment. The headmaster presents official commendations to outstanding students. Students who engage in violent acts, sexual promiscuity, or who fall behind in their curriculum, etc. may be expelled from Garden. Conduct. The skills acquired in the Garden must never be used for personal gain. Refrain from committing any acts that may damage the Garden's reputation. Take time to think things through before starting a relationship. Emergencies. Procedures in case of an emergency. If you're on the second floor, use the emergency exit next to the classroom. If you're on the first floor, use the front gate. All students must take care of junior classmen during emergencies. Do not use the elevator during an emergency. Well, they're gonna be breaking that rule. Evening outings. All students should be in their dorm rooms after hours unless in the training center. Okay. What is a seed? Balam Garden's mercenaries. Commanding GF, they have special fighting abilities. They work in small teams and operate all over the world. Qualifications. Students can apply after the age of 15. Passing the written test and completing an official mission are required to become a seed. You know, I wonder why the highest rank of Garden is seed. It seems like that should be the lowest rank, because a seed is what something starts as. It's an origin. I mean, the ranks should go like seed, bud, and like blossom or something like that. I don't know. I guess they thought that calling their highest ranked members blossoms was too girly and wimpy or something. I don't know. And why the hell was the D capitalized? I have no idea. It just makes people think that it's pronounced CD. And I have heard people say it that way. Let's see. A message from Garden. This just seems like a bulletin board of announcements. Disciplinary committee announcements. Yeah, the disciplinary committee. Follow all disciplinary committee rules. This applies to junior classmen too. Do not bring animals inside the garden. Report seeing any unusual bugs in the garden. Do not litter. Yeah, we'll be meeting the disciplinary committee later. Pretty soon, actually. Library committee. See, the following materials are overdue. Please return them to the library immediately. See, Insect Guidebook Color Edition. Raijin. Goodbye, Poopadoon. Raijin. God damn it, Raijin. See, the following requested materials have arrived. Edible flowers, turbine engines, We Meet Again, Poopadoon, and The Sorceress's Night, Scenario Edition. Garden Square. Your opinions are important to make our garden a better place. Write them down and place them in the Dropbox. I got first. Treppy's forever, baby. Man, I want to go out with her. Trippy Groupie number 1. Hey, Trippy Groupie number 1. You got a name, dumbass? I'm gonna kick your ass. What's your name? Oh, I'm so scared. I'm so scared. Big loser. I should kick both of your sorry asses. This is not for your silly games. Got it? Zhu. Or Shu. I think it's pronounced Shu. Yeah, just a bunch of people arguing, very rarely signing their name. She was the only one that did it. I think she's kind of a teacher's pet-ish kind of character. See, seed is always stylized with a capital D, while naturally referring to cadets being cultivated in military community. A backronym for qualities. A good seed. Specialist lesson, elegant man, elite danger zone. What? That's ridiculous. See, I don't want the disciplinary committee to get on my case, so I'm not writing my name. J.I. What? Who's J.I.? Who are you? Almacy. Yeah, Almacy, that's Cypher. See? They're so nosy. Good thing I went with my initials. J.I. Do I know a J.I.? Do I remember any characters with those initials? I'll go with my initials too. Hey, does anyone know if the new hot dogs are good? I haven't tried them yet. ZD. Ah, that's Zeldinkt. Oh yeah, they're the best. Man, you're missing out. MS. No idea. Damn, I missed it again, ZD. Hey ZD, you have your exam today, right? Good luck, man. MS. ZD, I hope you do well in your exam. Be careful, alright? Signed, the librarian. Ooh, that librarian sounds like she might have a... you know... might be a bit worried about Zell. More so than some other people. Thanks for looking at this page, but there won't be any updates for a while. That's because I, the Garden Festival Chair, will be leaving Garden. I did not strive to be a seed, and I won't even graduate. I devoted all my time to the Garden Festival, my passion. But in the end, there was no Garden Festival. That's because no one volunteered to help out. But I have only myself to blame. I thought I alone could pull it off. I'll be starting a new life, but I sincerely hope someone will take over the Garden Festival Committee. Goodbye, Balam Garden. Wimbley Donner. Well, Wimbley, you probably spent a fortune joining a high-tech military academy, not so that you can graduate, but so that you could hold a festival. I'm glad you learned your lesson in the end. Anyway, that's everything of importance from this computer, so let's get out of here. Let's actually start playing the game. Okay, I'm done. Just kidding, there's more tutorial stuff. Of course, looking at the computer is completely optional, but if you want to understand the story, all that lore is kind of important. Garden Festival Committee, looking for volunteers. Come on, go out. I'm late, I'm late, I'm late! Ah! Either of these responses are suitable for Squall. Yeah, let's be nice. Are you okay? There. I'm fine. Sorry, I was kinda in a hurry. Oh yeah, hey, did you just come from that class? Is homeroom over? Oh no. This place is so much bigger than my last garden. Oh, hey! I just transferred here. Do you think you could give me a quick tour of this garden? Sure. Woohoo! Alright, let's go. We'll take the elevator to the first floor lobby and I'll show you the directory. Yeah, so she doesn't introduce herself now, but this is Selfie. Oh hey, would you like to have these? My brother gave me these cards, but they're not really my thing. You can have them if you'd like. What? How do you play a card game? I think it'd be best to look at the card game explanation in the tutorial. I don't know much about it, really. If you want to play cards with someone, talk to them by pressing square, or X on an Xbox controller. But keep in mind, not everyone is a card player. Oh, and by the way, I don't play, so don't bother challenging me. Received 7 cards. Okay, now, if you're going to be challenging everyone you can find to card games, you might want to get into the habit of talking to people with square every single time. If they want to play a card game, then they'll agree to it. Otherwise, they'll just say what they normally say. So there's no reason not to hit square, unless you want to see what they say apart from accepting your card game challenge. Like, see, I just hit square on this guy, but he doesn't play, so it just says his normal dialogue. Hi, you have that seat exam today, right? And you still haven't gone to the fire cavern? Are you just taking it easy? Yeah. Oh, confident as always. Not shown. Squall and Selfie standing awkwardly next to each other on an elevator, not saying anything. That's the directory. Well, this is it. Balam Garden is pretty big. It's a good idea to check where you want to go and select it here. I have a question. How do you use this? Just move the cursor and press X to select, or A on an Xbox controller. You know how to convert the controllers. Next, I'll give a quick explanation of the various facilities. Yes, sir. You'll find the dormitory to the north. A majority of the students live in the dorms. There aren't too many students who commute. Yeah, I'm in the dorms too. You can rest and change in there. West of the north block is the cafeteria. There's always a big rush for the hot dogs. You better get used to waiting in line. By the way, in the Japanese version, I'm sure you can already guess, they're not hot dogs. I think I remember reading one that it's actually just like hot bread or something. Hot buns. Something that's popular in Japan that isn't popular here. Got it. East of the north block is the parking lot. We usually take the garden car when a mission comes up. The front gate is located to the south. That's right, I have to go meet Instructor Treppy at the front gate. What's the matter? Nothing. Next we have the quad, located in the west block. There's an event being planned there. I know, it's the garden festival. It's going to be great. I'm planning to be on the committee. You want to help out too? Let's just continue. South of the west block is the infirmary. This is where you get treated for your injuries, but a lot of students just come here for advice. What's the doctor's name? Dr. Katawaki. Now the east block. This is the training center. It's the only facility open at night. It's used for training and they have real monsters running loose here. If you don't take it seriously, you may end up dead. Just be careful. Okay. South of the east block is the library. There's a lot of material you can look up here, but the terminals in the classroom are a lot more efficient. And you already know about the classroom in the second floor, right? Yep, I remember that one. By the way, the headmaster's office is located on the third floor. You need permission to get in. Another question. What's the headmaster's name? Headmaster Sid. That's about it. Anything else? Got it. Hey, are you taking today's seat exam? Yeah. Then maybe I'll see you again later. I've already finished my training at my previous garden. No, Squall, you are so goddamn confident. You haven't even finished the fire cavern prerequisite. How do you know you're taking the exam? Anyway, then maybe I'll see you again later. I've already finished my training at my previous garden. I'm taking the seed exam today too. Good luck to both of us, huh? Thanks a lot. Yeah, she's from Trabia Garden. Okay, now I can show you this menu. It's kinda sad, but for the first time since Final Fantasy I... Well, actually, even Final Fantasy I had little sprites visible. Yeah, there is no image of your character in the main menu. Not unless you go to the status screen. Yeah, see, there it is. Okay, so we got Quetzalcoatl and Shiva from the computer, but I don't have any spells. And you won't get any spells unless you have this on. This is what will let you draw magic from monsters and draw points. Actually, I'm going to take that off. Now, you may have guessed this already, but when I was explaining how junctioning magic works, like junctioning to HP for example, let's say you've got 100 cures in your HP, and that's boosting your max HP by a certain value. What do you think is going to happen once you start actually casting those cure spells and consuming them? Your max HP is going to go down. If you have a spell junction to your strength, every time you cast one of those spells, your strength will go down. Well, not every time, but after so many times. So you don't actually want to be casting magic in this game. You really just want to make all of your characters really powerful attackers. And if you need to use an element, like if something's weak to fire, just summon Ifrit. And I guess you can just cast a few fire spells here and there, but you don't want to be casting it all the time. Not like you could in Final Fantasy VII. And the first time I played this game, I didn't understand how junctioning worked. I got through the entire game without knowing how it worked. It was really, really hard. But I managed it in the end. Anyway, this is your GF screen. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 rows of 8, there's 16 GFs in the game. Yeah, so we're gonna want to start actually teaching our GFs some abilities. Let's see. Boost is something that we'll probably want both GFs to learn immediately. This will make it so that we can manually boost the damage of their summons. I'll explain how that works when I actually do it. Anyway. Let me just overwrite that. I just had that open for testing. Testing the sound and whatnot. Hey, have you heard? There's a card club here, aka the CC group. There are a bunch of card maniacs looking for worthy opponents day and night. Consider it an honor to be challenged to a game by one of the CC group members. Yeah, if you say so. Anyway, let's just keep Quistis waiting even longer while we explore Balam Garden. It's a big place, there's lots of fun things to do here. It really wants you to feel like this is your home. Which I love. I love Balam Garden. Today's seed should have more brains than brawn. Yeah. But I'm not going to be challenging anybody to card games just yet, because all of the cards that I have right now are super weak. I'm going to wait until later. Garden faculty. Student number 41269. Squall. You're that problem child. Don't you have the final seat exam today? And you're making Instructor Treppy wait. What are you still doing here? I'm exploring. You can't restrain my free spirit. Library girl with a pigtail. The following acts are prohibited within the library. Talking loudly, eating and drinking, running around. And also, avoid late returns, and no fighting over seats. I have to go over the library rules with the children next period. I'm very nervous. I hope they understand. Yeah, so this is the librarian. She's the girl that we saw posting on the forums, expressing concern for Zel's well-being. I have a question for you. Esthar was the country that was governed by this evil sorceress way back when, right? So what happened to the sorceress? Did someone overthrow the sorceress? Did we learn about this in class? I think I cut class that day, so I have no idea what the sorceress is about. Yeah, more foreshadowing. Esthar is a location we're not going to be seeing for a very long time. Also, first secret, right here on the bookshelf. Received Occult Fan 1. This game has a whole bunch of different magazines that you can find, all from different companies. Let's see, World's Mysterious Magazine Scoop Issue. Let's see, Occult Fan 1, Mysterious Monster Death. Odell Burke, 67, of Timber was tending to his field when he found a dead monster after hearing a loud impact sound. Mr. Burke said it occurred while he was making a fence with steel pipes. An extremely strange death. I don't remember if that is referring to anything relevant. Anyway, if you come over here, you get a weird scene transition that lets us see this girl that we couldn't see before. And over here on the shrubbery is a drop point. This is what they look like. Found a drop point. Azuna found. You can choose who gets it, and I get 11 Azunas. And then the drop point changes color from magenta to blue. Yeah, while it's blue, You can't draw from anything. It's an empty pool. It's kind of like, you know, they're kind of like Mako fountains. Like, I just got this draw point from this bush, Azuna. Azuna is kind of like a healing spell, like a healthy, life-giving kind of spell, and we got it from a plant. Typically, the spell that you get from a location has something to do with where the draw point is, but not always. Oh, wait, that's what the occult fan is? I assume that's what you're talking about. I was making a fence with steel pipes. I'm not sure which one it could be referring to. Yeah, but anyway, this draw point will recharge after a while. I don't know what causes it to recharge. It could be time. It could be steps taken. It could be moving a certain number of maps away. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how it... Sent me a message on Discord. Oh, right, that, okay. I totally forgot about how to get that one. I wish I had super exciting books here. Kinda like the one that Girl with the Pigtail recommended. That romance novel was pretty good. Ah, so the Girl with the Pigtail has an interest in romance. Okay, I want to talk to you again. Okay, no more bookshelves to check. I have a test coming up. It's actually a makeup test. Oh, I didn't know you were into cosmetics. It's the worst, man. I'm the only one taking it. I saved a seat, but where's my study partner? I'll get in trouble if she doesn't come back soon. Wait, hold on. I seem to recall there being something. I didn't want to... Damn it. I didn't want to talk to you again. Your long-ass stretching animation. Yeah. Some draw points are invisible. Like, all of the ones on the world map, for example, are invisible. And there are draw points in the world map, you just gotta find them. I think there might be some invisible ones in field maps like this one, too. I'm gonna be a seed. I work really hard. I've wanted to be a seed since I was little. It makes sense that I want to help out. Okay, over in this direction is the training center. I'm not gonna go in it just yet, just because we're gonna have to go there later anyway. So that's the infamous monster. I thought I was about to die. I think different things happen in here every time you enter. Well, you're standing in a different place now. Fighting like this keeps you in shape. Actually, it's this heavy tension that gives me such a rush. Maybe something different will happen later. Because the first time I was testing this, there was a couple hanging out in there. Like a boy and a girl. Oh hey, this guy. This guy jogs around all over the place. Come on, take the pain. One more. He also plays cards, and he is unique in that he is the only person in the region who doesn't play by everyone else's rules. He always plays by his own rules. Which is kind of weird. Yeah, nothing to do here, it's just a parking lot. Yeah, and you can't talk to most of the randomly generated students that walk around. You just go right through them. Yeah, this first stream is just gonna be all lore and explanations and stuff. Although I will try to at least get to the first boss. Okay, these are the dorms. There are 2 rooms side by side. The left one is just some rando's room. You can't actually do anything in here. I guess it's just here to show you what the average dorm room looks like for most students. It's not bad. Got a shelf for your books. And this is Squall's room. It looks pretty much the same, except he's got his uniform, his actual uniform that he doesn't wear, just hanging up on the window there, and a big old case for his gunblade, which is the weapon you saw him wielding in the intro cutscene. He and Cypher are gunblade specialists, and the gunblade is a weapon that was introduced in this game. And while other games in the Final Fantasy series use things that they call gunblades, like Lightning's weapon, which can transform from an automatic pistol to a saber. It's more like a scimitar, really. You can transform between the two. The gunblades in Final Fantasy VIII are weird and have been the subject of much argument and controversy ever since this game came out. See, despite being called a gunblade, it doesn't actually fire projectiles at enemies. Instead, the hilt has it shoots. How do I even describe this? It shoots blanks into the blade and causes it to vibrate. And you do that as you're slashing with it in order to make it do more damage. Good for you, Squall. I wonder how many are going to pass the seat exam today. But that written test sure was hard. Oh, at least you made it to the written part. I still haven't finished all my credits yet. I know, I have a lot left too. In Dissidia, they seem to have retconned it so that Squall seems to fire in order to speed up his slashes and his recovery into follow-up attacks. Likely by venting the blanks gas out of the top of the blade. Okay, so it's a propulsion mechanism. Although it's not what it does in this game. Since there's no reason for him to attack faster. Unless maybe he's doing it in order to slice through the enemy faster. Make a cleaner cut. Who knows? Who knows? It'd be nice if we could all take it together. Yeah, even cooler if the 3 of us pass. Do you say the same thing again? No, you stopped talking. Okay. You know, I do not want to be the guy who has to clean all this water all the time. Because look how clean this water is. They must stay up all night cleaning it. There are some things you can only do when you're young, like studying. I'm gonna study my heart out now. Maybe I should have... Is that where I went wrong? What are you talking about? You're saying nothing. Oh well. They should really come up with a diet menu, don't you think? They don't have a diet menu? Oh, yes, I agree. And there they are. Fujin. Cypher. Drink? Yeah, Fujin's an odd character. She only speaks in loud, single words. In the Japanese version, she spoke using a single kanji per statement. That's just how it worked. She was very simple and to the point. And they took that a bit too literally, to a nearly silly extent in the North American version. Can I drink something? I'd like some water, you know? Yeah, that's Raijin. Fujin and Raijin are named after the gods of rain and thunder from Japanese mythology. And Raijin here is the guy who checked out those books and didn't return them. Those, kids' books. Including the one about insects, because I guess he has a passion for insects. Which, now that I think about it, I think he mentioned that in Opera Omnia. I forget, huh. Ignore. What? Squall, can't you see the disciplinary committee's busy? Don't bother us. Yo, it's Squall. Oh, by the way, Raijin's the only nice one. Mainly because he's got this childlike naivety about him. But yeah, Raijin's a cool guy. Oh yeah, Fujin's gonna treat, you know? Want something? Rage! Huh? What? Squall, Fujin's kinda harsh at times, so you better watch it too, you know? Yeah, that's another thing he does. He says you know at the end of almost all of his statements. What? Oh, it's nothing. You know? And there's Zell. Do you have any hot dogs left? You're a bit late, I'm afraid. We're all sold out. Damn, not again. It's hopeless if I don't get here early. Alright, I'll try again next time. I'll try to order more, but there's no guarantee. You know. Speeding. Let's go arrest that student for violation of academy regulations. Affirmative. Roger, you know. And that's Balam Garden's disciplinary committee. They're a rowdy bunch, and they're the ones in charge of keeping the other students in line. Although, as you can see, they tend to abuse their power just a teeny bit. They're like corrupt hall monitors. Although Cypher does take his job pretty seriously. I've worked here for many a year now. I must say, being young is so great. It's like this burst of energy flowing within you, constantly. And, oh man, this may take a while. Hi, Isaac. Let's see, think of an excuse and leave, sneak away. No, I'll lend an ear. show some respect. But seriously, with all these youngsters around, I'm beginning to feel young myself. I start thinking to myself, hey, I'm still all that. You know what I mean? What am I saying? Well, anyway, I have a son about your age, but he is just so incompetent. And you're still talking? This could mean trouble. Keep listening. So my son, he's not as bright as all you hear, so I was worried about his future. Then about a year ago, I'm going on a journey to see what I can do, he said. Can you believe him? I was really surprised at first, but my son had this serious look I'd never seen before. So I built up enough courage and told him to go for it. Well, when I look back at it now, all he did was make my husband and me worry. But now, my, has he matured. He's grown up, I tell you. It sure gets lonely without him. Oh my, I'm sorry, I got carried away. Whenever I see you youngsters, I just get nostalgic. I wonder where he is now. Yes, I wonder where he is. I wonder if we'll meet him. Kids these days are so concerned about dieting. They won't be able to get a tummy like mine. That's kind of the point. No more hot dogs today. So today's the seed field exam. I choked last time. I was way too nervous. At least you made it to the field exam. I can't even pass my written test yet. I guess you're not as smart as I am. Yeah, right. You're in study hall today, too. Yeah, so am I. I guess we all just suck. We're just a sad bunch. Sad. Sad. Sad people like us, all we do is complain in the cafeteria. Sad. We're just a sad bunch. They just repeat themselves. Which one should I talk to? Guy in front of me. So, how's it going? The friend of Trippy Groupie number 1. Oh, friend of? So that must be Trippy Groupie number 1 right there. That's the guy who posted on the forum saying he wanted to go out with Quistis. Sad as a seed. Huh? Let's see, guy in the back. Oh, how I love the instructor, Quistis! I cannot sleep at night, thinking of your radiating beauty. That is why I am always falling asleep in class. Oh, how sinful you are. That guy's got some problems. Unfortunately, even if she were interested, it's poor etiquette for a student to date her teachers. So that guy's just out of luck. Excuse me, do you play an instrument? And hey, it's Sophie again. Yeah, this is the quad where the festival is gonna take place. She'll follow you around this map and keep asking you questions, but Squall won't respond. Come on, don't ignore me. Hey, I know you. I ran into you by the classroom, right? I'm on the executive committee for the garden festival. If you're interested, come by and check out the stage. It's my dream to form my own band. Of course, I'll need 4 people. Wanna join? And then she repeats herself. And this girl on the roller skates doesn't say anything. She's just having fun in the wide open space. All members of the Garden Festival Committee have been dispatched to conflicts around the world. That transfer student seems to be really enthusiastic about it, but... yeah, so poor Selfie is in the same boat as... what's his name? Wimbley? I think his name was Wimbley. Yeah, so she's the only one working on the festival because everyone else is too busy. Poor girl. Are you interested in what I'm doing? Yes. Then you should join the Garden Festival Committee too. Come on, join the Garden Festival Committee. Sure. Woohoo! Okay, let's get to work. What do I do? Alright, work, work, work. Not too many guys in this team, you know. Oh, are you the type that has to be told what to do? Yes. You're not gonna instruct me, are you? Well, good luck with that. So does she disappear from this map forever once you've spoken to her? In the next area after it? Yeah, she does. Alright, and this is the infirmary, where we started the game. Yeah. We can enter this room, but there's nothing to do here. Oh, Squall, your exam's today, right? How's that forehead doing? Don't patronize me. Okay, and that's pretty much it. The only place left to go is the front gate. No, I just joined the Garden Festival Committee. But that doesn't really mean anything since Sophie won't tell me what to do. And then I visited Dr. Katawaki, and that's it. Oh, Squall, Instructor Treppy is waiting for you at the front gate. What? You don't know where the front gate is? You're kidding me, right? There's only one gate. Head south from where we are. Did you also forget that you can check where you want to go in the directory? You know, Squall has been here for as long as Garden has existed. He was taken in to this place as soon as it was built, at age 5. He's been here for 12 years of his life. It'd be pretty fucking sad if he didn't know where the front gate was. Morning. Good luck with the seat exam. I've been here since the garden was established. So have I. Nice breeze, beautiful sun. I think I'll just fall asleep. You okay? How peaceful everything seems. But it's Final Fantasy, so that's all gonna change. You know it will. Watching you guys in action really motivates me. Alright, here's another drop point. Cure. Of course I'll have Squall take it. 5 cures. Alright, and there she is, wearing her normal attire. Some kind of striped long skirt, long black leather boots, removable sleeves. They're just sleeves. It's like really long gloves, I guess. And some kind of a sleeveless zip-up blouse of some kind. Can't really tell. I have a few things to explain before we head off. GFs give us strength. I'm gonna say GFs instead of GF because it sounds more natural. The stronger the GFs, the stronger we become. So here's a brief explanation on junctioning a GF. I already heard this. God damn. Also, it's interesting to note, since it's being shown here, is that it's displaying Quistis' level as 6. She's not level 6. She joins your party at level 8. Oh boy. Also, another weird thing about the Steam version is that the window is in widescreen, but the game itself is still 4:3. I don't know why. It's just, all it does is make room in the side, in the top right corner for achievements to pop up when I get them. Without covering up the game. Everything okay up till now? You can always check back by accessing tutorial from the menu. Once we get to the fire cavern, I'll explain how to junction magic. I already know. Use the command jar during battle and stock magic from your enemies. Be sure to have some stocked. Ready to go? The fire cavern used for the test is located east of here. Okay, and now Quistis is my party. And, what? You forgot something? Okay, I'll be waiting right here for you. Oh. I guess she won't follow you back into the garden. Yeah, but you'll notice that party members in this game follow you. Which I think this is the first game in the series that does that. Yeah, it is. This is the first Final Fantasy game, at least in the main series, where your party members follow you. Blue Fields is the name of Final Fantasy VIII's world map theme. I don't know why it's called that. There are fields, yes, but they're not blue. I'm assuming blue doesn't refer to the color. Maybe it means sad fields? I don't know. But anyway, here's how the world map works in Final Fantasy VIII. Roads, like this, don't have random encounters. So if you don't want to run into battles, stick to them. But of course that means you won't find any secrets or anything. What? Oh fuck what? Yeah, I actually know that. I know it's Keistus. I know it's Keistus, but until it's pronounced out loud in an English translated game, I'm just gonna keep saying Quistis, because who knows what they would actually do. It probably will be Keistus. And if they do change it, they'll be perfectly fine with me. I mean, I had to adjust to pronouncing Celeste's name correctly. Or I used to say Celis. You want to know something else about names? Quina. Yeah. Quina, that's how I've always pronounced it. Quina. Yeah. Well, anyway. So, the first time I played Final Fantasy VIII was after I'd already played Kingdom Hearts. I mentioned this in my Final Fantasy VII Let's Play, where I didn't really play any Final Fantasies until Kingdom Hearts. Yes, Kaze, I do get that. Okay, we're done talking about the pronunciation of Quistis' name. But anyway, in the Kingdom Hearts games, Squall has a different nickname. He takes the first half of his last name, Leonhart, and he calls himself Leon. And that's the name that I was used to. So the first time I played this game, and only the first time, mind you, I changed his name to Leon when it gave me the option to do so. It took me a while for me to get used to the name Squall. Yeah, but I did adapt to it. I'm not one of those people who will say, well, that's the way I've always pronounced it, so I'm just gonna keep saying it that way. No. If you can prove to me that a word is pronounced a certain way, I'll say it that way. That's just the way I am. Anyway. Hey, you're a student at the garden, right? What's the news in the garden festival? Me and my girl are definitely gonna be there with our band, alright? I'll see you guys then. Yeah, but the reason I'm here and not going to the fire cavern right away is because there is some stuff that you can only see if you come here right away. I can perform almost anything, but my specialty is singing ballads. Come by and listen if you're interested. You can perform almost anything, you say. So then why aren't you, like, world famous? You totally should be. Car rental receptionist. Sorry, we're all out of cars right now. I can tell you which rental places are good or bad. Okay, tell me. Although, you're not actually going to tell me, you're just going to give me a car tutorial. Renting a car is the best way to avoid those nasty monsters outside the city. You'll need to buy fuel, of course. When you rent a car, we offer a full tank free of charge. You can buy extra fuel at item shops. We charge a flat rate for our rentals. As soon as you drive back into the city, your rental period ends, so make sure you get the most out of it. Or, you can just leave the car in the middle of the wilderness and not worry about it. Just don't worry about it, we'll take care of it. No worries. We won't, like... That's kind of interesting, the way the camera changes focus. Yeah, we won't, like, penalize you for doing so or prevent you from renting cars in the future. Thunder. Oh yeah. Let me junction something to Aquistus. Oh, take it off of him. Jeez. Anyway, I'll give you Shiva and you Quetzalcoatl. Give you Draw. GF and... Actually, only one person really needs item, so I'll give you magic. Okay. So, you also don't have to worry about drawing with every single character, because since spells are just like, quote, items, unquote, you can exchange them. Like, I can go ahead and I can give a half of my Azunas to Quistis. Same for all my spells. Of course, doing it this way takes forever. I kinda wish there was a fast way to just divide all of your spells equally among all party members. That'd be cool. If anyone knows of a mod that adds that option, I would totally use it. Okay, so I go into here, I go down to magic, and I don't have enough of any of these spells to actually make a difference on her magic stats, so she's not going to be getting any bonuses to that. Okay, I have enough Azunas to boost Squall's spirit by 2 points, so there's something, I guess. Let's see, cards. What cards did I get from that guy? Gizzard, Fungwar, Red Bat, Gala, Gesper, Redfish, and Caterpillar. Yeah, they're not very good cards. So peaceful here. Yet there's fighting going on somewhere at this very minute. Seeing you all reminds me of that. But I'm not condemning you or anything. Hello. Yeah. And this is the junk shop. Now, here's how changing weapons works in this game. Unlike all of the other games, you don't buy new weapons and replace them. Instead, you take your current weapons, like Squall's revolver gunblade, and you can spend money and consume materials in order to upgrade it to a different kind of gunblade, or downgrade it, depending on your reasons for doing so. Like, Quistis uses whips. Her default whip is the chain whip. Right now, we don't really have the means of upgrading either weapon to stronger versions, so right now, only the option to downgrade them to their original forms exist. So, there's no real point in doing that. Gift shop employee. Do you need to buy anything before you go? We carry various gifts too. Let's see. Item shop. Potion, high potion, phoenix down. I got some phoenix downs, some potions. That should be good. Antidotes, eye drops, softs, echo screens, holy water, cures zombie and curse. Remedy, they sell remedies right from the start of the game. That's pretty cool. And they're not even all that expensive. So why would you ever buy the others? Tents, fuel for a rental car. Man, that shit's expensive. How much money are you willing to spend to avoid random encounters? Hopefully the answer is none. Let's see, ammo. Although it seems like ammo should be what the gunblade takes, it doesn't. Your gunblade has infinite ammo. Rather, this is actually for the limit break of a character that we don't have yet. And we won't have them for a while. Let's see, GFs can take damage. I guess I'll show you how and why that works, but These will restore HP to GFs and revive them from KO too. Yeah, but don't really need them yet. We should be fine. Man, I'm beat. I've been going back and forth between Timber and Balam on business. It's gonna last for a while. I'm sick of traveling. Timber has this huge TV in the middle of the city. I think business is better there than it is here. The air over there is terrible though. It makes me sick. And then there's this annoying lady. I am the Queen of Cards. I travel all over the world to monitor and enforce the various card rules. What do you want to know? See, this region's rules. The following rules have been accepted in Balam. Open. Pay me 30,000 gil and I will pass on a new rule to this region. Same. No. Okay, so what that means is... Open is a rule that most people follow in Balam. Basically, it means that you have to show your hand to each other at all times. So both players always know what cards the other person has. And same makes it so that you can take other players' cards by matching the numbers, rather than surpassing them. And no, I do not. I do not have that kind of money. The trains are running on schedule. There aren't many tourists coming from Galbadia. From my experiences in this situation... What? What do you mean? You kind of... I hope everything is alright. Okay, I think I get what he means. He's worried that there aren't many trains coming from Galbadia because that means that there's a lot of holdups going on due to the fighting. You guys from around here? Yes. I hear there's a big academy called Balam Garden here. An academy for gifted kids. I used to be a teacher myself. I've been wanting to see Balam Garden with my own eyes. You guys from around here? No. So are you travelers too? Have you been to Dalit or Timber? Bet you haven't been to Galbadia yet. I used to live in Galbadia when I was young. Back then the city was full of soldiers. Completely different atmosphere than today. Oh, it'd be a long story. Maybe next time. That's something that's always confused me. I don't know if it's just a translation thing, but Galbadia is not a city. It's a region. It has a capital called Delling, and there's maybe at least one other city in Galbadia, plus its garden, but Galbadia is not the name of a city. So I don't know what this old coot is talking about. We chose Balam because we heard it's a peaceful tourist resort. Oh my, it's exactly the way I imagined it. We stayed in Timber before we got here. Despite being occupied by Galbadia, it has a cheery atmosphere. Okay, then there's a couple of houses here on the side, which you walk down to. It's kind of odd. Okay, is there some kind of weird RNG business going on? Because, seriously, the last time when I tested this game, this old man's granddaughter or daughter or niece or something was here with him. But now she's not. What the hell? My poor hands have begun to shake lately. I feel like my fishing's going downhill now. Back in the days, I'd used to catch a whole bunch of them Balam fish and share them with this here cat. Aw. Aw, look at the kitty. Rolling around. Yawning. And stretching. They gave you so many animations. Steel pipe book. Oh no, you don't get the You don't get Occult Fan 1 from a NPC, you get it from a bookshelf. That's always there. How's my rowdy boy doing? Yeah, this is a really confusing line. She is not talking about you. You gotta talk to her again. Or not. Anyway, if you want to make this clear, try going up the stairs. That's Zell's room up there. He gets angry if anyone goes in, so I'd appreciate it if you didn't. Yeah, that's Zell's mom. She's asking about Zell, not you. The girl you had in front of the bookshelf wasn't there. It was a different NPC. That's so weird. I guess I just haven't played this game enough to realize when NPCs are different. Now, this is a really weird part right here. An old issue of Timber Maniacs. Not. Why does it do that? It does it every single time, too. I really don't get it. It's too early in the game for people to realize the significance of magazines. So why does it bother tricking you? Oh hey, the drop point's recharged. That was fast. I'm going to draw a picture of that fish next time. Daddy said he's going to buy me a lot of blue crayons. The sea breeze sure feels good. The whole town filled with the wonderful aroma of the sea. And that is why my car rests. That sign's not looking too good either. Yeah, when I tested this, only this guy was here. This little girl was not. Okay, and this is the Balam Hotel. Welcome to the lovely Balam Hotel. Rooms are 100 gil. No thank you. Although I will check out the room. Yeah, because over here on the little stand is a magazine. Found an old issue of Timber Maniacs. You finished reading it. And that's it. You read it, and then nothing really happens. So a lot of people are confused as to what the Timber Maniacs magazines actually do when they play this game. But we'll discuss that later. All of the issues of Timber Maniacs that you find have articles in them written by the same person. Hey, have you heard? Mrs. Dink's son is going to take the seat exam. Really? I wonder if that rowdy boy can handle it. Does Mrs. Dink know about this? The chances Zell will pass the exam is probably about 50%. At least that's what my son said. The exam doesn't just test physical abilities, right? Right, it also emphasizes teamwork. On top of that, composure, focus, proper decision making, and much more. Oh my, I doubt he can handle it. Everyone's putting Zell down, underestimating him. He's the underdog. Hey instructor, won't you have a seat? I could really use the company. Alright, while we're at it we can go over the test you flunked the other day. Never mind. My sister and I take turns walking him. But lately she's been really lazy in making me do all the work. She snuck out of the house again today to go play. care from the life-giving ocean. Ooh, I got 15 of them. Okay, that's all there is to do here. Hopefully next time I visit, the little girl will be back in her grandpa's house. Okay, now I don't know where most of the drop points in the world map are, but I do know where a few are. Like, if you follow the train tracks to this tunnel, you can't enter the tunnel, but if you hit X, find an Azuna drop point. 1 Azuna. By the way, that little icon that appeared next to Squall lets you know that you have that spell junction to something. So drawing it will potentially raise one of your stats. Alright, now let's get into some fights. Just avoid the road, I guess. Squall, you still remember? R1 is the trigger. Pull it just as you strike. Same for the Razokuken. Okay, so Squall attacks, and then well, no, let's quit this. Okay, Squall attacks, and then you have to watch his animation and hit R1 just as he's swinging it, and you'll get an automatic crit. You probably saw at the junk shop that Squall's weapon has a 255% accuracy rating. It can't miss, and you can crit at will. It's one of the most overpowered weapons in the entire series. And the GFs received 2 AP each. 8 more and they'll learn boost. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is draw. So I'm going down to draw, select it, and it's got 2 choices. We'll pick the first one and stock it. Received 4 fires. Now we'll stock the other one, learn what it is. Scans, which is Libra. Or scan, whichever. Whatever you want to call it. Yeah, and you can literally just do this to get 100 fires for everybody. It's not hard, the enemy is weak. It's even easier if you remember to set the cursor settings to memory, which I haven't done. Only 1 AP. Okay, let me check out my config. Okay, cursor, memory, controller. This is fine. Wait. Is it close-up from scan? I'm almost never going to use scan, so I might as well keep that on always. If I'm gonna use it, might as well be cinematic. Battle camera movement. Alright, that should be fine. I wonder if there are any drop points on top of this hill. Ooh, lots of these guys. But I ambushed him. Okay, I suppose I might as well show you how summoning works. So, you summon Shiva, and you see this bar appear in place of Squall's ATB gauge, and it starts depleting over time. And Shiva's HP is what's currently displayed. Every time Squall is attacked while he's trying to summon Shiva, Shiva will take damage. Boom, dead. And there are no real limitations as to how often you can summon a GF. Just, you can keep summoning them until they run out of HP and get KO'd. And that's all there is to it. Even spam them if you want. Blizzard! One Blizzard. God damn it. I mean, as long as you buy enough G potions and whatever the item is called that resurrects them, or whatever. Now how come I know what all of this guy's drawable spells are right away? Now, I kind of want to draw a whole bunch of blizzards, because we're going into a fire cave, and I imagine ice will make it very easy. I think there is an option in the game to junction spells to your weapon's element. I could be wrong, but I think I can make it so that my attacks do ice damage. I never really experimented with it very much. Yeah, but it's important to draw as often as possible. You at least want to check to see what every single thing has to draw, because you might pass up some really powerful spells, or if it's a boss, you may end up passing up a GF, because that's actually how you get a lot of this game's GFs, is by drawing them from bosses. If you miss one from a boss, there'll be another chance at the end of the game to get it again, but if you miss it twice, then that's it. Anyway, I think that's enough blizzards. Now, assuming this one doesn't die right now, I'm going to show you what the attack looks like without hitting the trigger. Just a regular slash. So, where does the explosion come from when I do hit the trigger? No idea. Anyway, here's the cave. Let me step outside real quick and save. Okay, junctioning magic. Now pay attention. I'll be explaining how to utilize the magic you have stocked. I know this already. Yeah, I've already explained all of this. Yeah, there is an automatic option that junctions the best possible spells to your stats, focusing on one of those 3 options from above. When you draw a new magic, try experimenting with it when you junction. This is how you become stronger. Okay, ready to go? Oh, you know how to use your gunblade? I guess I'll review it. It's better to go over it. The status screen displays each character's basic data. The first status screen shows stats such as HP, strength, etc. Second screen shows all the status and elemental related information. The third status screen shows GF related information. The fourth status screen shows limit break information. Squall's gunblade settings can be changed in the limit break screen. There are 2 settings, Gunblade Auto and Renzokuken Indicator. If you select Gunblade Auto to on, Renzokuken hits automatically without having to press R1, but it will sometimes miss. However, a perfect may not be possible with this option. Yeah. It's better to do it manually, and more fun. When Renzokuken Indicator is turned off, the indicator will not be displayed during Renzokuken. If the Gunblade Auto option is turned on, the Renzokuken Indicator is turned off automatically. Okay, so if you want to do it manually, but if you also want it to be harder, you can turn off the little DDR bar that'll pop up that tells you when to hit R1. And you can just hit R1 when you see Squall's animation swinging the gunblade, to make it a more visual, cinematic kind of thing. Okay, let me take care of everyone's junctioning real quick. Let's see. I seem to recall there being a shortcut button. Damn it. Wasn't there a shortcut button that made this easier? 96 blizzards, goddamn. Square doesn't work, none of the shoulders buttons work. Start doesn't work. Ooh, look at that. +4 bonus. Love these blizzards on. Okay, I guess I really can't be any more prepared than I already am. So, let's go. So, you know, you two must be really dedicated to your jobs if you're willing to just stand here in the middle of buttfuck nowhere all morning waiting for me to show up. Objective: to obtain a low-level GF. A seed member must support. Are you ready? Yes. I'm ready. Yeah, and that, what he's doing right there, that's the garden salute. Doing this. It's an okay salute, I suppose. I'm his support. Instructor number 14, Quistis Trepi. Select a time limit. Choose one suited to your abilities. Challenging yet reasonable. I think you get a better seed rank in the end if you do 10 minutes, like the lowest possible amount. Very well. Good luck. Okay, and the timer starts immediately. Now there are items to find. My job is to support you in battle. Everything else is up to you. Fine. Now, you don't have to do anything in this game. You know, the boys often choke in this test when I come with them. I guess my charm makes them nervous. Whatever. I'm just kidding. Trying to keep you relaxed, that's all. There are items and drop points and stuff to find, but you can always come back later for them. I just want to reach the objective before the time limit ends. The reward is based on time left on the counter at the end. Best reward is with 7 seconds or less left. Oh, so I have to wait until I'm almost out of time? That's really weird. Bombs. Bomb, an elemental monster. Use an ice attack for these. Check the monster's weakness with scan. I'll check it later. Right now I'm just gonna blow them all up with Shiva. That's the fastest way. I should have turned active on. It's fine. Both leveled. Vampire Fang, M-Stone Piece. Both of them learned Boost. I was afraid of that. Start learning Card. You start learning Strength Junction. I guess I was right. You and Cypher are in a class of your own. You both have amazing strength and potential. Ah, seriously? So the timer stops as soon as I finish naming the GF. But the timer isn't displayed during that. Hey. Okay, this is it. Are you ready? You seem confident enough. I wish I could do musical highlights of these songs, but time limit. Alright, Ifrit. First boss. Let's see. What can I draw from you? Fire? Sure, why not? Also, the cool thing about him having Cure is that I don't have to spend my own cures to heal. I can just cast it directly from him. Like so. They have Shiva? Yeah, he recognizes Shiva. Oh, right, I have boost. I can use this now. Basically how that works is when you've learned boost, hold down select to make this little icon appear, and you can rapidly tap square to boost the damage of the summon. Yeah, I'm gonna get cast it again so I can show you. Okay, so hold down select, and as long as the X isn't there, rapidly tap square. If you tap square while the X is there, you'll reset the whole thing. But there, I just did like way more damage than I normally do. And that's kind of a big secret. The game doesn't teach you how to do it. You gotta like either figure it out by accident or hear about it. Not bad for a human. I mean, I'm sure there's somewhere in the tutorial, after you've learned boost, that teaches you how to do it. Impudent humans! Ooh, that did a lot of damage to Shiva. I underestimated Shiva. Very well, I will join you. Okay. There's about 1:30 left, so I'm going to wait until my timer says like 27:30, and that should be good. No, wait, it should be like 28 minutes. Gotta wait 30 more seconds. I'll make it around 27:55 just to be safe. Right there. There isn't much time, but let me go over this real quick. Good, you got yourself a GF. If you junction that GF, you'll be able to use the LMJ ability. Here's an explanation on elements. Junction can change basic parameters such as strength and magic, as well as elemental parameters. By junctioning a GF with elemental junction ability, as magic is junctioned, the elemental attack and defense slot above HP turns white, indicating an elemental junction. When you hit left... Okay, so that's how you access it. The elemental junction screen appears. Okay, I see that there's one spot for attack and 2 spots for defense. Elemental junction works like other junctions. First, select a stat to junction. Then choose a magic to finish the junction. However, non-elemental magic like Cure cannot be junctioned. Elemental junction affects attack and defense differently. Junctioning to Elementech links that element to a character's attack. The percentage indicates how much of the attack's damage is linked to that element. At the maximum value of 100%, an attack becomes entirely elemental. In the example, ice is at 50%. This means that damage only increases by 50%. When junctioned to Elem defense, the damage from that element is reduced. Reduction of damage is shown in percentages. At 100%, damage is reduced to 0. In the example, fire damage is reduced to 20% because elemental defense is at 80%. A green star is displayed when the value goes over 100%, indicating that damage is absorbed. In this state, you can absorb the amount of damage indicated in percentages. In the example, 50% of fire damage is absorbed. Multiple magic types can be junctioned to Elem defense depending on the GF's ability. Junction multiple magic types with the same elemental for a cumulative effect. Try junctioning different magic to check the effect. You can also select Auto to automatically junction the most effective elemental magic. There's a lot of fire elemental monsters here, so junction Blizzard to your elemental attack. You'll have an easier time with fire elemental enemies. Well, thank you for that. I will do just that. Assuming I can. Yeah, I've also got status attack and status defense. So I can make my attacks, like, cause poison or stop. Okay, so this adds 24% blizzard damage to my physical attacks. I suppose that's pretty neat. I guess that yellow means she's low on health. Also, you see those compatibility stats? With Squall and Quistis' names listed next to them? They're basically like friendship meters. The fuller they are, the quicker they get summoned. So, the more a single character, like Squall for example, uses Ifrit, the faster he'll be able to summon Ifrit. And while that sounds like it means that you should just pick a character and give that character the same GF forever so that they max out their compatibility. I think it might be possible to max out compatibility with everybody, so you don't really have to worry about it. Anyway, first things first, teach you boost. As for you guys, I started teaching you Strength J, but I was in a hurry. You refine water or ice magic from items. Raises summon magic damage by 10%. Yeah, I think Strength J is good for now. What about you? Card. Card is a weird power. When you get an enemy to really low health, I think it has to be at like maybe 10% or less or something, you can use the card command on them and transform them into a card. Obviously that doesn't work on bosses, but it's an easy way to get extra cards. Just make them out of powerful enemies. I don't think I really need it just yet though, so I'm gonna start teaching you HPJ instead. Okay, and now that there's no longer a timer, I can take my time and explore this place a little more. There was a draw point that we saw earlier that we passed. Fire, of course. What's down these left paths? Yeah, this weird-ass enemy. Wow, it died fast. For some reason, I remember having a really, really difficult time against those things the first time I played this game. Wells card. Nothing over here. No invisible drop points. Nothing on the other left path either. Just a bomb. Ice sword. One shot. Or not? Oh. That was a really, It was a really heavy reaction for not dying from the attack. Jeez, come on. Die already. There we go. So these things are called wells? So the weird creepy faces with 3 wings of each type just spinning around behind them. I get the feeling it's based off of some kind of mythological creature, but I have no idea what. They're really weak. I should probably try drawing from them. Two bats and a well. Assuming that is what it's called. Well, let's scan it and find out. Well, any magic attacks are almost completely ineffective. However, very weak against physical attacks. Weak against wind and ice. Level 5, 58 HP. Fly monster. You mean flying monster? Oh yeah, look at this. Look at those bars at the top. Spirit is like through the roof. So it's almost completely immune to magic. I guess this is one of those games where Spirit represents magic defense. Let's see, draw from, well, he's got blizzards. But I got tons of blizzards. Now, the total number of spells that you can carry is dependent on the number of party members. This game has 6 permanent main characters, and each one can carry 100 of a spell. So in total, you can have 600 cures. And while that makes it sound like you can have 600 of every spell in the game, you cannot. Because characters have limited magic inventory space. They can only carry so many of each type. So many types of magic, that is. Like, I think they can carry 16 different spells. But there's more than 16 spells? Oh, I got an achievement. Magician. 50 out of 100? Is that for drawing a lot? I know it's not possible to carry every single spell in the game on a single character. But after you've gotten to a certain point in the game, there'll be some spells that you don't even want to bother having. Like, regular cure. By the end of the game, you'll be junctioning nothing but curas, curagas, full cures, and stuff like that. So there'll be no need for regular cures. Anyway, it's getting close to about the time where I gotta stop. Actually, it's past the time where I said I would stop, so let's try and wrap this up. Let me just get outside and save. Red Bats card. Yeah, once I'm outside, as is typical with me when I do my Final Fantasy Let's Plays, I will be doing some level grinding between now and the next stream. Farming spells from all the different enemies. Gaining AP to learn more GF abilities. Leveling my GFs. Ah, those guys are gone. If I leave this area and come back, will I be allowed back into the fire cavern? I could be completely crazy, but I seem to recall there being a thing where you're not allowed to get back into the fire cavern at a certain point. I'm gonna go to the Balam Hotel and save. I won't be returning to Balam Garden, because I know that'll progress the story, and will most likely take Quistis out of my party. I don't want to do that just yet. I'm not really going to be doing any level grinding, because I don't want Squall's level to get too high. I'm mostly just going to be farming magic. And junctioning that magic in order to make myself more powerful for my level, which is what you want to do. Okay, Ifrit learn boost. It said, when you finish learning an ability for a GF, it automatically starts learning another ability so that the AP doesn't go to waste. But there's no way to tell the game which abilities to prioritize, so you gotta do it manually. Strength plus 20. Ooh. Might as well. I don't have any support abilities yet, so those empty slots are just taking up space. Anything in the forest? I think caterpillars appear in the forests. Yep, there's one. Ugly, isn't it? Thunder and Cure. Eh. Now that I think about it, who needs the hotel? Well, I suppose hotels do heal all of your GFs as well. There are no spells that heal GFs, so you can't just rely on enemies to do that. The only thing that kind of sucks about the whole elemental junction thing is that if you make everyone's attacks deal, say, fire elemental damage, because a lot of the enemies in the area are weak to fire, and then you immediately put us against a boss that absorbs fire, we're basically screwed. We can't win. We just have to load our latest save and make sure that they're unjunctioned before attempting it again. Well, anyway. I'm gonna check real quick to see if anything drastic changes in the town after doing the fire cavern. Maybe even check to see if that girl is in her house now? She is. Good. Good. This is something that I wanted to show. Now, you remember that one part of the computer monitor we were reading in the beginning of the game? Computer monitor? What did I say? Computer monitor that we were reading? It said that, there's something about the sorceresses and magic dating back as in the ancient times as far as the reign of someone named VIII. Well, this guy's gonna talk about him too. Long, long ago, when this world was just made, there was a strong god named VIII. This god was very, very strong, but after fighting a lot of monsters, he became very tired. So he made people, like you and me, to do all the work, and the god went to sleep. So he took a nap? That's right. However, the god was very surprised when he awoke, surprised that there were so many people. Yeah, there were so many in this world. VIII decided to reduce the number of people by taking away the children. You mean children like me? Uh-huh. Scary, isn't it? Of course, everyone was scared then, too. And so the battle against VIII began. Even though the people were small, they all got together and finally cornered him. Wow. VIII didn't know what to do. Out of desperation, he gave half of his body to the people and ran off with the remaining other half. He can do that? Well, he was a god. Anyway, it turns out VIII tricked the people. the half that Hein ran away with was the half that had the stronger magic. Wow, so we still can't find the other half that ran away? It might be close by, actually. It might even be watching you. Yep, and that's one of many stories of Hein that we hear about over the course of the game. Okay, so that is a good place to stop. So I think that was a rousing success for a first stream. Covered a lot of lore, showed off the battle system. Brought gunblades into question, like that's never been done before. And I learned a couple things too. Okay, so that is all for now. I was keeping an eye on the viewer count tonight. It was pretty high up there the entire time. It never dipped below 3. That's pretty damn good for me. Okay, so I want to thank everybody who came in to watch. Thanks everybody who was chatting. Thanks everybody for being here. And the next Final Fantasy VIII stream will be Thursday, same time. And tomorrow is going to be more Spyro Reignited Trilogy, possibly the last episode. So, see you all then. Good night.